That's the secondary. I'm moving it up. All right, look at the room. Dragon Ball minus the straight trash number 2. Should we make another audio room? You want to do another one?
Yeah, make another one and call it The Last Jedi Straight Trash.
I'm actually I was gonna do it, but I need something more. I'm gonna call it Rack. Stop bitching on Twitter.
All right, yo, we are live right now. Let's just wait for more. Let's wait for more people to spill in.
Danny, I had an idea.
I'm glad we're live right when you fucking said Rack stop bitching on Twitter, which I've told him anyway, so it's not a secret.
See, Danny, I had an idea for the chat idea, but then I realized he turned around on his opinion of Ultimate Battle, so it won't work.
Sorry,
boy.
Crash after all that.
I love
MJ.
His anime arcs, bro, are like their most ridiculous thing.
I think because you put this chat on like limited, it's messing with my voice, like my voice settings.
Why would it mess with your voice?
Sound fine, bro.
I don't know. No, because I'll lag out and I'll come back in.
Hey everyone, it's Alvin.
Hey, hi Alvin.
Oh wait, it's live.
Alvin.
Yeah, bro. Greatest fighters player ever. And if you don't believe me, just ask him.
Hey, oh wait, hold up, we're live. I didn't even do my hair yet. Hold on a second.
I was just pulling up this poll that I did. All right, so let's wait till we get like 10, 15 people here.
I found out.
I'm promoting your stream right now, bro.
Sweet.
Getting over my existential crisis over Super Ending, bro.
So
let it all out, man. That's what this is for.
You know what, Danny? I got something that'll make you feel better. I was personally attacked on Twitter by my friend the other day. Every muted word he has is because
does make me
of
feel
me.
better. Whenever you get attacked, bro, I do feel better about it.
Exactly. I'm texting my friend, and he's like, bro, every word I have muted on Twitter is because of you. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. And then I go on Twitter. 9 hours ago, he tweeted a look of like his muted word list. It's every topic I talk about on Twitter.
That's
he
pretty
literally
funny.
muted he might as well have muted my timeline.
Why didn't he just block you? I mean, wouldn't that be easier? I mean,
I don't know, bro.
all you gotta do is block you and then
the comic stuff. He blocked Transformers, Dragon Ball, and anime.
You should just DM me and be like, look, I'm gonna block you, no hard feelings. You know, we're still cool, but I can't look at your shit. Bye.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, I feel personally attacked. Like,
damn. All right, yo. So we're gonna get the first topic rolling. So I have this poll that is open on Twitter, right?
I got a poll too right here for you, bro.
Bro, please give it to me. I prefer that one to this one. So,
touch my perfect body.
Oh yes. So I put up three, count 'em, 3 parts of the poll. So there's Super Part 1 ending, Super Part 1 ending, and then Part 2 coming in 2019. And this is about what people think is going to happen.
Part 1?
Right?
What is this, Naruto?
Imagine it, man. hey, we don't know yet, right?
So the story of Gohan's dad's son.
Super duper.
That's pretty good, bro.
All right.
Super duper.
So 40% said there's going to be a new series that's going to essentially, in terms of continuity, replace GT, right? Like replace that timeline. And then 13% said that it ends and there's going to be a new series with new characters. So I want to see what you guys think. I personally, I think that there's going to be a quote-unquote sequel, continuity-wise, to Super, but I don't think it's going to be anything like Super Part 2, because, I mean, yeah, the show could come back, but I think that there would be a lot more hype buzzing around it if they just didn't call it Dragon Ball Super, because there's a certain amount of freshness and excitement surrounding a new entry into the franchise. So I think financially that would probably be the smartest decision, and I think creatively it would also, assuming that it's a sequel to Dragon Ball Super, it would give them an opportunity to really tighten up all the loose plot holes, like Beerus, like all the loose plot holes. Because my God, bro,
you're dreaming right now, bro. You're dreaming. You're dreaming right now.
Yeah, no, but you know this is Toei, because of course they're not gonna do that. All right.
What's Mayo giggling about, bro?
Man, what are you doing over there?
He's smoking, bro.
Look at the Discord chat.
God damn you guys. All right.
Oh, I see.
God damn. All right, MJ.
Y'all are pricks.
Yeah.
All right, what do you think is gonna happen?
Yes.
Once you've gotten past all the grief surrounding it, how do you think they're gonna pick up the series? Because you know they say it's not the end. Well, they didn't specifically.
No.
say
Okay,
it.
let me. Can I clarify what's going on?
Yeah,
Bro,
go for it.
so everybody understands. All right, because look, And people are gonna sit there and say, oh, you know, people talk shit about people who say things that are true. People can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
I talked to a guy on the inside, and if you don't want to believe me, I really don't give a shit, because I've proven it times with everything that I've said, and people in this freaking room can vouch for me with all the shit I've given them privately that we're not even allowed to talk about publicly.
Yeah,
right?
bro.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah. Look. This was not a new thing. This was in the works. The end of Super in March was in the works since sometime last year. I'm gonna guess right around November, right, or October. But nothing was really super clear, but it's been discussed. Look, this is in none of the promotional material and none of the things I heard does it say it's a hiatus. This is not like Super's taking a break, we'll be back next year. Super is ending. Now, will Dragon Ball, whether it be called Super, whether it be called fucking Hoshi, whatever you want to call it, AF, whatever name you want to call it, will there be a new Dragon Ball anime? There's no announcement of that, but it's possible, right? Dragon Ball is projected to make, I think it was 84 billion yen this year, and that's not Super, that's all of Dragon Ball. We're talking about merchandise, we're talking about manga, we're talking about games, we're talking about all that stuff, right? So it's a success no matter what, and the film is probably going to make a lot of money, even if the movie's not that good, because Resurrection F was not that good of a movie. I'm sorry if you disagree with me, you're wrong, because it's a fun movie, but it's a fun movie, don't get me wrong, but there's no story to it. Now that being said, if the movie's good and makes a lot of money, which it probably will, then they'll definitely have a possibility of them bringing the show back. As of right now, there's no plans to bring the show back, but it might come back, mostly because the modern era we live in now, nothing ever stays dead, you know, ever. Things always come back, and Nozawa's still healthy. Yes, we did lose Hiromi Sudo. Nozawa is still very healthy. She's actually going to be working on the anime Kintaro, which is replacing Dragon Ball, so she's going to be working, you know, a lot of these actors are going to be working. You know, a lot of the animators that worked on Super are going to be moving over to Precure. This is all new information we found out today. So the dude, they can still bring it back. It's just going to be a matter of, you know, supply and demand.
Yeah, exactly. And we live in a time where if you can capitalize on nostalgia, bro, they're going to fucking do it. Like, of course.
And I'll tell you this too. You know, I don't want to ruin people's, like, I don't want to, like, be a buzz killer if you know, because I'm just as affected by this as anybody else is, not just because it's my business, but because I've made a lot of friendships because of this series, whether it be good or bad, right? Whether it be good or bad, whether it be, you know, whether you like the show or you hate it. I've made a lot of new friends in the past 2 years, and I've done a lot of things because of Dragon Ball Super, so I'm always gonna have an emotional attachment to it. But it's one of those things where, like, you know, I would love the series to come back, but I'm not going to bullshit you. I never have. I've never lied on my channel. I'm not going to freaking BS you and say, oh, yeah, they're planning to bring it back. Right now, there's no plans. But if there are plans, or at least let me rephrase that. If there are plans, nobody's talking. So, but we'll know. I think we'll know. Look, if Super comes back in January, or if there's a new Dragon Ball show, we're going to start hearing stuff about this around October, November, roughly. We're going to start hearing things like that around then, maybe even before that. If not, it could be next year in April. I mean, it probably will come back at some point, but I'm just making sure everybody's aware that there's no plans to bring it back as of right now. Or at least not any plans that we know of.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, it's always been a pretty common practice of Toei to announce shit at the last minute, regardless of how it's going along, like the production process, right? That's
and
exactly
I also wanted to
happened
add
with Super.
too. I did want to add about the Dragon Room. That's a great point that DH Animation said in the call. Yes, there is a Dragon Room, but the Dragon Room was created by Shueisha, not by Toei. The Dragon Room is supposed to be basically more so for manga. Now, they haven't announced any more Dragon Ball manga, but I'm going to predict that we will get some kind of new Dragon Ball side story, kind of like the Yamcha one. We're probably going to get something like that this year, maybe even like another Heroes manga. There's a lot of manga that nobody even knows about because we haven't covered it. Like, there's manga that I have not covered, and as you know, in this fandom, if I don't cover it, nobody else covers it. Oh, the ego! Oh, except it's true. So if I start covering like the Victory Mission manga, then other people will hop on the bandwagon too. But there's other manga, you know, but the Dragon Room is going to be like a place to create new storylines for the mangas. I'm not saying it's not going to be for anime too, but as of right now, they don't have to make a new anime.
Yeah, exactly. And there's like,
I mean,
like here's the thing, right? So that 80 billion yen figure, like that's not a lot of people can easily translate that mentally. That's like that's almost 550 million US dollars.
according to Google, it's currently 758 million.
Jesus.
520,000.
That's a lot of money, bro. I don't
Fuck,
care what
bro.
it is.
That's half a billion. Half a fucking billion
No,
made
that's
off of
over
Dragon
half a
Ball.
billion.
Over half a billion, yeah, of course.
That's 3/4 of half a billion.
And can you imagine how much more it would be if Super was actually good? Oh my god.
Oh my god, man.
If Super was actually good.
Look, here's the thing, man. I think there might be I think okay, this is just speculation, but it seems to me that the decision to cut Super more than anything would be a creative one. Because like I think that somebody with a lot of influence is not happy with this show.
Yeah, his name's Geekdom. No, I'm kidding, bro. No.
But like whether it's Toriyama or somebody on his tier, right, in terms of importance, I think it was somebody's ultimate decision to terminate this show, and I think that a lot of it probably has to do with the production issues, because like even though the animation quality hasn't gotten a lot better, bro, I mean you can hear it from the animators yourself, it's a fucking grind to work on this show. It is hard work, and the schedules
I
sound like
can't
hell.
tell you exactly what the reason is. It is hard work.
Yeah.
But the thing is that what people don't understand is that, like, because people will always say things like, well, what about Dragon Ball Z? Like, because Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, right, they were running every week just like Super for much longer, and you had 2 movies a year.
Right.
So a lot of folks have been asking, well, wait a minute, if Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z was able to come out with 2 movies a year and was able to constantly put out shows, why is this so different now? Because in the 90s, there was a much higher abundance of good animators. Animation teams, there was more of them. Nowadays, because of the way the anime industry in Japan has kind of changed significantly, which I might do a video on this, but I'm going to do a lot of research on it to really make sure I get all the facts correct.
Yeah.
There's not as many good animators out there. And so as a result of that, it's very tight. And that's why Toei has to outsource. So the production issues on this, I don't know if they can be rectified, because in order for it to be rectified, Toei would have to cancel their other properties, which they may not do.
Right.
You know, it's difficult to say. It's difficult to say because you're gonna have issues no matter what. You know, but we'll see. I mean, but all I can tell you is that the actual reason as to why this is ending, there's probably about 3 or 4 different theories as to why it is.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that ratings and financial reasons is not one of the reasons. So if you're one of those morons who's like, Dragon Ball Super sucked and nobody liked it, because a lot of people liked it, a lot of people watched it. DVR penetration last week did a 9.7 rating, bro. I'm giving you numbers right now. Right? The show, people like the show.
It crashes streaming services every big episode that happens.
Yes. And people are asking, I want to answer a question. Somebody's asking, are some of the animators contracted to other companies which don't allow them to work with Toei? Not the ones that work on Dragon Ball, because if that was the case, they wouldn't work on Dragon Ball. So yes, there are some animators that are loyal to other companies, but the ones that work on Dragon Ball are either Toei animators or freelance ones.
Yeah,
I
Shida
just
is a
wanted
freelance.
I just wanted to make it clear that this is not dying or canceled because of poor ratings or poor merch, or that, because GT ended because of poor merch sales and because of franchise fatigue. But the Super's different, you know, and that's why there's much more of a chance of it coming back next year, or at least some kind of Dragon Ball show. Now, if it were up to me, which, well, you know what, I'm not gonna get into it. You talk about that because I know that's the topic of your stream.
I had a thought that involves like the Dragon Room and the creative
Transformers versus Dragon Ball, make it happen.
God damn it. What if the reason they're like, what if during that break they give the Dragon Room kind of more room to breathe and time to kind of just like come up with more, like kind of like draw up the whiteboard in a sense. So that way they're not working from scratch, coming up with stories as the series goes on.
Yeah.
But the Dragon Room is not the room that's writing the story. See, that's the thing that's another big thing. That's what I just said, bro. The Dragon Room's writing the manga.
I must have just missed it then.
I hired Shueisha is the Dragon Room, not Toei. Toei's writers like Toshio and those guys, they're the ones doing it. The Dragon Room is there to come up with storylines, ideas, and concepts, but the Dragon Room is not directly involved in Dragon Ball Super yet. I'm not saying, but which means that later on they might be, you know, or in Dragon Ball, not Super, but in the anime.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, what if they do involve it somehow and like just kind of?
They need to, because it's there for a reason. I mean, the whole thing is very weird, bro. This whole thing is there's a reason.
All the info. That's why it seems weird.
there's a reason, bro, but we don't know what the actual reason is yet. But I think we will know very soon.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? We keep kind of painting this because to us it's very sudden, right? Because they weren't announcing the end really until now. It's very short notice, man. I mean, like what? We're on 124 or something like that.
Well, it makes sense because they're on a 6-week cycle, so which means that right now they probably, like as we speak, they probably are working on the final few episodes, like probably as we speak right now, animating them.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like plot-wise, they may have made this decision a long time ago, and we would just have no idea about it because I'm sure there's definitely a small group of people at Toei that are looking ahead into this way before us. In fact, I'm 100% certain that there is. This might not have been like a pull the plug type of situation that everybody makes it out to be.
It was not a pull the plug type of situation. That's what I'm saying. It was talked about last year.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, people have the balls to say, "Oh well, Super, you know, this arc, you know, the last few episodes have been trash. That's why." That's not how it works over there, bro. You don't just. It is sudden, but it was talked about last year. That's a fact.
It's sudden to us, and I think it's just people projecting because they're like, "Oh, there's no possible way anybody else could have known." It's like, yeah, sure, all right, that's exactly how it works.
You know, after Danny gave that whole explanation, I kept really hearing like Super was gonna be on hiatus or was it ending. Like, I couldn't really tell. People just kept jumbling around with information. So now that I know it's really ending, see, before I didn't. I thought it was just gonna go on hiatus, and I had like this little headcanon that while they're working on the movie, they can have like a small team work on Super's storyline. But apparently that's not happening. So
well, no. There's the thing, bro. Super is ending, right? This is what I'm trying. I'm gonna just say like this. What they said is Super's ending. Dragon Ball will continue. When they say Dragon Ball will continue, people are misconstruing that as, oh, there's going to be a new series. No, that's not what it means, bro. It means that the franchise will continue. It might be movies. It might be games. This movie might be the last one we get for 10 years. I mean, who knows? We don't know. The point is that as of right now, we do not know. We do not know. And anybody who says it's definitely a hiatus is not correct.
It's not
it could be. It could be a hiatus. It could be, but we do not know.
Yeah.
It's not a foreign concept. It's a thing we have in America as well. We have tons of franchises that are still around. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, like franchises live on. Different series come out, but franchises continue.
Yeah.
It's not a new thing or a foreign thing.
And the thing is, right?
No. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say that Dragon Ball, regardless, it's such a big series in terms of scope and in terms of sales that of course, it can't possibly be a financial reason for them terminating it. It's not. So, you know, it's... I also think that it's important to consider that regardless of whether or not there's a new series coming out in 2019, Toei would probably be just content in just raking in the fighters' cash, the merchandise money, whatever they need, right? So, Super... I actually don't know the figures on this. I don't know if Super is their main source of money. I've heard it's merchandise, but...
It is merchandise.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Well, we don't know what their main source of money is, you know, because Super makes money based on television advertising revenue. But what happens... See, again, if you watch Super Live... Now, if you've never watched Super Live, if you've only watched it on Fuji TV... I'm sorry, if you've only watched it on Crunchyroll Verve and you've never watched it on Fuji TV... You might not know this, but when you watch Super Live, every commercial break is for a Dragon Ball product. Every single one, except for that the chocolate tiki fucking the little chocolate things they sell, and those people pulling the rope. Like, you'll get some things here and there, but every commercial is Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Fighters. It's always they're promoting a game. Xenoverse 2. So it's like the TV show is there to get you to buy the rest of the crap.
Yeah.
That's why it's there, you know?
Exactly. And that might be troubling for a lot of people, but like Toei does not really need Dragon Ball Super. I don't think they ever really did. It was nice. It's nice to get on the side. But I mean, the Dragon Ball franchise, like I said, is so goddamn big. There's no way that they need it.
They could have made another third movie without Super and they would have been fine.
Yeah, they would have been. And Resurrection F and Battle of Gods, as far as films go in Japan, those things made bank, bro. So much fucking money.
Surprised?
Well, You know what? I don't
Dragon Ball
know.
movies, man, they
Yeah.
do very well. But the thing people have to also understand too is that there's something called the law of diminishing returns. When Battle of Gods came out, it had been 17 years since we saw a Dragon Ball movie in theaters, you know. And then when Resurrection F came out, they had the gimmick of bringing back Frieza, which is a character that is extremely iconic worldwide. It's not just a Japanese iconic character, it's worldwide. If Super comes back or if Dragon Ball comes back, they're not going to have that luxury of it being, you know, a 17-year difference. And there's a lot of Dragon Ball fans who were let down, disappointed, and disenfranchised with Super, and they might not come back. So if Super comes back, or if Dragon Ball comes back next year, it may not have the same impact that Super did. It may not. You know, that first week when Super premiered in July of 2015,
everybody lost their minds.
Yeah, and now it's probably not going to have the same effect. You know, and I'm not saying it's going to be a failure. I'm just saying that what's the word I'm looking for? That equity, that long time break was helpful, and this time it's not going to be the same. You know, but I think it'll be welcome back from a lot of people.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're really going to have to do something special though. And frankly, you know, I've spitballed around just mentally the idea of them completely switching the main cast. I don't think that it would be as profitable, or even nearly as profitable, frankly, or beneficial to Toei for them to do that, right? And that's not to say that they can't shift the focus over and like split it, but you know, if I've seen people like suggesting this on Twitter, like, yo, what if it becomes like Dragon Ball Heroes and they don't focus on Goku? I don't think that they would even risk doing that. There's
It'd
no
be a different story if they were basing it off an already done manga where it changes, kind of like Boruto after Naruto. But like, nah,
because there's so much left. There's so much left that's not complete. I mean, so many plot threads that go absolutely nowhere.
And that's the main problem.
Yeah, that is the main problem. It's the main problem with Super. A lot of things just don't go anywhere, and I feel like that's part of why this.
It's because they have so many different writers, and they don't have a continuity editor or showrunner.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah.
If there was an original manga like Toriyama back in the 90s and 80s, it'd be a different story, because then you have the core story there. But because Toriyama's saying them bullet points, not even a whole story, it's like they have to fill in the gaps. So what they do is they assign different people to fill in those gaps, and every different person that gets assigned to do it thinks, you know, has their version of Dragon Ball, so things don't get followed up on.
It's like a fucking comic book company, bro. Like,
it is like a comic book company. but all the great comic book companies usually have some form of leadership, and this is missing leadership because Toriyama's not the leader, bro. There's people out there who actually think Toriyama owns Toei. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Toriyama's not there every week. Toriyama sends them bullet points via email. He's not. This is not even Toriyama's story.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's not. Like, that's the trippy part. Parts of it are his story. It's almost like if I said, hey, Cal, all right, look, I want you to write me a book, all right? It's about this boy and his dog, and, you know, he gets a girlfriend, he gets dumped, then he becomes a lawyer, and he has a good life, and then he has to compete against, you know, his girlfriend who ends up becoming a lawyer too. That's all I tell you, right? And then you write the entire novel. You write the entire novel scene by scene. Is it my story? Yeah, kinda, but really it's yours, and that's the thing people don't understand. They blame Toriyama for everything when it's really not his story.
Exactly.
Toriyama
thanks Toriyama is becoming the new thanks Obama. Like, bro, he is blamed for everything.
Well, that's because people are stupid, bro.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
90% of Dragon Ball fan base doesn't know shit about Dragon Ball. No, not 90.
It's
not like
Jesus.
It's fucking sad, but like, it's because again, this speaks to how big it was. Like I said before, it's a cultural phenomenon internationally. Like, there are people that know bits and pieces of Dragon Ball and can name characters, but the fact that it has such a wide reach that, you know, you have this wide amount, this wide net that's cast over people. And, you know, I think regardless, like, there's so many people that buy the Dragon Ball merchandise that don't know jack about Dragon Ball, and I can attest to that. You know, you go to any Comic-Con and you'll find Dragon Ball merch just laying around, and you know, it's because the series has a specific sort of aesthetic to it, and it's very resonant with people. So I mean, like, that's what I mean when I say, you know, it might even explain why the writing in Dragon Ball Super is so choppy, because people just like to see the characters that they like, whether or not they're entirely familiar with them. They like seeing them do things. And
The
like
thing
as
about
vague as that
franchise-
sounds, it's true. As long as there is Dragon Ball, as long as there is Dragon Ball, there's gonna be a demand for it. And it feels like I ended up posting this the other day, right? Dragon Ball, because like Battle of Gods and Beyond, this is like Dragon Ball's second renaissance in terms of how things are being pumped out and produced, right? Because the series itself has been on not like an official hiatus or anything, but it ended. It's over. And this
Yeah,
boom.
if it was a hiatus, they would have said hiatus, you know.
Yeah.
But it could be. Again, like I keep saying, it could be. It could come back.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get people's hopes up either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Because all we can do is operate on the facts that we have right now. And right now, the facts is that,
That's right.
Dragon Ball Super is done. All right, you can cling on to hope. Like that's totally fine. You could think in the back of your mind that it's gonna come back. You know, your theory probably isn't that off base. It very well might happen, but all you have to do is operate on the facts we have right now. And the facts we have right now are that Dragon Ball Super is over, but the Dragon Ball series is not done.
And if people want to ask, like, because I've had people ask me, what do you think? Like, as far as do I think it's gonna come back? Yes, I do think that at some point we will have another Dragon Ball anime. I don't know when. Maybe next year. I don't know. But I think at some point, yes, we will undoubtedly have another Dragon Ball anime.
Yeah,
I don't know
and they
why
told
people
us to look out. They told us to look out. I mean, like, what else could that possibly mean? Of course the franchise isn't over. I understand that, you know, the Dragon Ball
Franchises
Z...
never die, bro. That's why they're called
Yeah.
franchise.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z is a narrative, and the main
Even though
narrative
they
that's
should.
running, right now
That's
is
true.
Super. So I get why it feels like Dragon Ball is ending. And, you know, I think this all has to do with the immediate shock value, the emotional response that's come from this. I think that's
I mean,
really
it's also
it.
like-
You know,
It's also like just people who are unaware of what else goes on in the Dragon Ball franchise freaking out. The franchise is just ending right now. We have so many
Well,
other
and
things going on.
also the spread of misinformation too.
That too.
Dragon Ball Super's
We can
ending
blame
because
on
it
our own.
fucking sucks. Like, it's a bit reductionist. I could mean like a million different things, but it's definitely not. It's definitely not tied to anything financial. The show's killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does come back at some point. Yes. I mean, not Super, but Dragon Ball. It could be something totally different. I mean, it could be something like an Elseworld storyline, or maybe something deep into the future. You know, after like 100 years with different characters. I mean, it could be something totally
Dragon
different.
Ball
But I think,
All
yeah,
right.
you never know.
That's gonna be their big plan, bro. They're gonna bring back Dragon Ball Online.
But I do feel, I hope so. I do kind of feel like Toei is afraid to take risks with the franchise. I really feel that way. And I think they need to start doing it. Like I think they need to start doing it.
Why change the formula though when it makes you money, bro? Like, it.
No.
that's the thing
But you
people
can't.
don't-
It can't always be just Goku, and like the
But
same.
that's the thing. People don't realize it when it comes to, because that's why they're franchises, because they don't. You can take risks in franchises, but there's always the main people in the franchise that they're gonna focus on. That's why there's a million versions of Optimus Prime. That's why like He-Man is still the main character whenever they bring it back. Like they stick to these characters because it works.
No, and I'm not saying not to have Goku in the show. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like
You know, I know.
if you're gonna have Goku in it, come up with different ways to write him, and not like change his character, but like different scenarios. You know.
Yeah.
But like, if
Exactly.
you want a guaranteed way of making money, why change it? That's the thing.
Oh, no, I see what you're
Well,
saying.
because
He's
Nozawa's
saying,
not gonna last forever either, bro.
yeah,
mean,
I see what he's saying.
yeah.
He's saying that Toei themselves don't really have an incentive to do it. Which, I mean, I understand, but I think at some point they're going to be faced with the harsh reality that they have to change.
That's
it.
right. At some point, and again, I'm not saying to not make it about Goku, but I'm saying they could try new things. There's all kinds of different things they could try. You know what I mean? That they haven't tried before.
Yeah.
You know, instead of the same formula of Goku fights this guy, gets stronger. Like, you got to do something different with the characters. You know, I
Exactly.
think anyway.
And you
But,
know,
like-
it's moments like that when Super actually does manage to take a risk, it typically pays off. Like it okay. Let's disregarding that ridiculous risk at the end of the Future Trunks arc. It was a pretty big fucking risk to have that major tonal subversion, right? Because
It needed to happen too.
yeah, exactly. It was something new, it was something fresh, and it speaks volumes when a dour tone gets people refreshed.
Yeah, because the rest
And
of the
then
show
it
was just
ended.
jackass shit, bro, with no stakes. You actually had
Exactly.
some stakes there.
Exactly.
No.
All right. So now that we're
Wait.
now that we're past some of the more factual stuff. I want to hear what you guys just like your subjective thoughts on what you think should happen to the series in terms of continuity, right? So Super is over. Super is done. We all know it. What do they do next? What story do they tell next? Should it be a series of movies? Should it be a TV show? How should they structure it? Yeah, whichever one of you want to go first, or I can go first.
Man, stop being a pussy and go, bro.
All right, man. Fuck.
Not you. I'm talking about them. You're good.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still gathering. I'm still
Whichever one
gathering
of
my
you.
thoughts for a second. Hold on a second.
Hey, man, whichever one of you. I don't care. If none of you have any ideas right now.
I would say take a book out of the fucking Naruto franchise and go the Boruto route, like some of us have been saying. Fucking take a different cast, but use the fucking young ones. They haven't done shit with fucking Goten, Trunks, Pan. They haven't done anything with any of them. Like, I always felt that the one good thing that, like, GT did, one of the few good things, was try and explore those characters a bit. Whether it was good or bad, they tried exploring it. They tried doing something different. Like, some of those characters turned out to be very likable in GT. They could do stuff with them if they really tried, but they just don't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. One thing I want to clarify what I said earlier is I'm not saying that, you know, look, Dragon Ball is the story of the life of Goku.
Yeah.
Right.
But those people are in Goku's life.
And the story's over. I mean, really, even before Super, the story of Goku's life ended at the end of the manga or at the end of GT, if you want to count that. But that doesn't mean that we can't take the Dragon Ball universe that Toriyama's created, and I don't mean in-universe. I mean the entire continuity, the entire, you know, the multiverse, and not make other stories within that same world, sort of like other comic books have done, like Star Wars is trying to do, where you have like the Pride Troopers and they get their story. You could have Universe 6 Saiyans and their story. You know, there's all kinds of different stories and characters in the universe that you can make stories on that aren't necessarily Goku. We're not talking about getting rid of Goku. We're talking about just telling other stories in the same space.
Yeah, and they can afford to do it because, you know, every single time, you know, people like looking at the seeing what the other characters do in the Tournament of Power, for example, right? So whenever I see that a Master Roshi episode is happening, I got fucking pumped because it's like, all right, good. It's not just about Goku. I'd like to see how they handle different situations because not every character is going to get into the same situations as Goku. They're a completely different person, and it's always interesting to see shit like that. And it's also why the Slice of Life episodes, by and large, are handled actually pretty well on Super. Because it's not more of the same shit. And it's usually not about Goku. Like,
yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot, like with the Pride Trooper stuff and all that, they could do like other specials as well. Like, they haven't done a TV special in God knows how long.
Oh, bro, I would love to see a Pride Trooper special.
They have not done a TV special, a legitimate TV special, not 2 episodes put together into one. This is a Junior special from back in '97, and that was a while back.
Which was the one in '97?
The Goku Junior special.
That's what I thought. And that was honestly, that's a decent special. I enjoy it, despite what some people say about it.
It's just kind of boring though, but I got you. I think it's boring.
But
it's very emotional. But the first half is like a chore to get through, bro.
Oh, you know, once you get past but like if they went through and did like some specials, like if they did a special about like Universe 6, one about the Pride Troopers, like they could do all these different specials. Like you could fit a lot into that time span. The Garlic Jr. movie is the length of a special, and look at how much they did in it.
They could do 12. They could do 12 episode core.
Yes.
Like every quarter, like every other quarter. Like let's say from like if you don't want to do Super every week, you'd have from May to July. 12 episodes on one aspect, and then from November to like February or for whatever, October to November, you have another one, like the hit story. They could do all kinds of shit, bro, but
yeah,
they're also overwhelmed too.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, disregarding the original manga and the original anime, they have so much lore to pick from. Dragon Ball Online is ripe with lore. So is Dragon Ball Heroes. What I personally think that they should do creatively is I would like to see Goku's interactions with Oob, and I would like to see Oob developed. In Dragon Ball GT, he is flat. I know a lot of people like Oob, but he is fucking flat. He is so annoying in Dragon Ball GT. And there's so much you could do with him too, because just based off of what they say about him, just like the small amounts of exposition that they give in the manga, right? He sounds like a very kind-hearted, almost Gohan-like, right? He cares about his family, he cares about his village, he wants to do good. And he you know what, he deserves to have Goku's legacy passed on to him, right? If it ever came to that, he would deserve it, right? So him being the protector of the earth, I would like to see him sort of grow into that role more. That would be really interesting. And what I would also like to see is an expansion of the universe, because we already have 12 universes. The scale is huge, but
you can't expand any more than it is now. You can just show what's in it, but
well,
I mean, no, you could.
I thought that.
Time Patrol.
I thought that. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I thought that until I thought about the prospect of time travel, because they sort of revisited it in Super with the time rings and whatnot. They could go the Xenoverse route, assuming that the narrative is tightly wound and it's not all over the place like Xenoverse's is, or like Dragon Ball Heroes is. Heroes is Here. That's the new plural. All right, so Dragon. there are a number of directions they could go in terms of that.
I mean.
And, bro, I want to see fucking adult Gotenks. I don't care what anybody says.
Something interesting that they with Ube.
No,
go ahead, Al.
Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, I've been thinking about it. I mean, I would low-key hate this, but I feel like this would be better. I feel like they should just keep making movies from now on.
You think
to be honest.
I don't because I need views, bro. So fuck you. You're so selfish. We're not even thinking about. You are so selfish.
I mean, I'm only saying this.
I'm gonna be in the poorhouse, bro. I'm gonna be eating out of a trash can, dude. I'm gonna be getting welfare checks and food stamps, bro. And you're okay with this?
Wait.
Come on, man.
I mean,
you're gonna leave a poor.
You should be hoping they make Super daily, bro. Somehow they hire animators to have the speed of the Flash, bro. And we have daily videos on Super.
700 animators,
bro.
Oh nah, you tripping. You said daily.
Daily, bro. 7 days a week, new Super, bro. I'll take it.
That'd be
at least for 3 more years, so I can retire.
They feed all the writers a fuck ton of LSD and have everybody, all the animators on like a conveyor belt.
Are they not already on LSD?
They drug the inspiration into them.
Come on, bro. I'm gonna end up freaking in the poorhouse. Alvin's over here laughing at me.
wait. Listen, it wasn't.
I'm gonna end up on that Captain Crunch and ramen noodle diet, bro. And this guy, I was
already
eating
on that
filet
diet.
mignon, bro. Now I'm down to fucking. I went from filet mignon to pizza, bro.
Listen, you got video ideas. Trust me. There's a lot of things you could talk about in Dragon Ball that you haven't already.
Yeah, I do, but then some other YouTubers gonna just copy them, and then that's it, bro. Like they always do. Every time I drop a video, someone's like,
but they ain't ever gonna be as good as the original, Danny. That's the point.
I know they're not, but it still pisses me off. How would you feel if somebody did that to you? Weren't you the first one to do Ultra Entities Explain, and then like 89 other people did it, including me?
Ooh.
Yeah, bro.
But
that did hurt a little. That did hurt a little.
Bit his
yeah,
style.
I know. Imagine that happening to you every week, bro.
But Alvin, why do you want them to make movies?
I feel like with movies, it's maybe it's a little bit easier to flesh out certain characters, kind of like what Mayo was talking about. There are characters that haven't really been fleshed out too much, so you can make a whole movie based on like Jiren, or even Jiren alone, or the whole Pride Troopers. Same thing with Hit. I mean, Hit has like what 1,000 years on his life, so that's a long movie right there.
That's true, but you have to. I agree with you. We have to look at it from their perspective. Would they have the balls to make a movie, a theatrical Dragon Ball movie, without Goku on the cover? And that's the thing but here's the thing though. If they take risks like that, it could pay off, because if they put out a really solid movie about Hit or Jiren or whatever, it could pay off, but it has to be a good movie. It has to be a movie that's praised and people go see. You know what I'm saying? That's the key. I think that if they do take a risk, it will pay off, but are they going to take the risk? They're very scared, bro. Like not scared. That's not the right word, but Toei is very like old school, by the numbers. You know the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think the quarterly thing is the best thing.
I think a good way to test it would be like doing maybe a longer special, like longer than they did back in the day, because all those ones without Goku.
TV movie.
Do a TV movie and not like a special or a theatrical. Do something in the middle and do a TV movie, like you said, and do something like that, because we've seen like how well these TV specials do without Goku in them.
Yeah.
The history of Trunks is amazing. It's beautiful in its own right. The Bardock one is beloved by the community. The Goku Jr. one has some pretty decent stuff that people look back on somewhat fondly if you cut out the first half, like Danny said.
Yeah.
If you were to do a TV movie, you could do some decent stuff with it and not include Goku because it's made for TV.
Yeah.
That's right. And even the history of Trunks movies, I'm sorry, the TV specials, that is. The history of Trunks special, right? The Trunks special. Goku's in it, but he's asleep. Or he's not asleep, he's dead. But
Yeah.
you know, and then it's funny because he has in both specials, Bardock and Trunks, Goku has his eyes closed. In the Bardock special, he's a baby, so it's like he's there sneaking around, you know, but he's not there.
He's worthless.
It's reminding you that he existed. Or exists. Yeah. That's really
it's letting you know it's based in that universe.
It's like, guys.
Well, but the thing is, though, it makes sense because every Dragon Ball story is branched off of the life of Goku, whether it be Trunks or whether it be Bardock. It's all because of Goku.
Yeah. Okay, so here's basically what I would do, right? If I had any control over this, if I was like a Toei executive or whatever,
we'd be doomed.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, everybody would hate my creative choices. But that being said, I feel like I'd be able to schedule it marginally better than how it is right now.
You say that, bro, but when you're in that pit,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's not that easy. Because if it wasn't anybody.
Oh yeah, of course. I don't literally mean that, but ideally, this is what I would do, right? So I would make it a weekly shonen for only a portion of the year, and the rest of the year would be spent either. So it would obviously start off in the writer's room.
So you want me to be broke for half the year then, and then be.
Look, man, you can make money off of those endless speculation videos.
What are we speculating on if there's no show?
Bro,
Danny,
you'll
just be a
find
camera
out.
girl, man.
You're like, what the
Are we gonna do that shit that those trash YouTubers did back in the day?
Bro.
Fucking, will we see Fusion in Dragon Ball Super? Will we see Trunks in Dragon Ball Super? Will we see Gogeta in Dragon Ball Super? You remember that era, right? Like when Super was first starting. And then the entire video was, we don't know. Then what the fuck did you make the video?
I would
hated YouTube back then, bro.
I think not to alleviate that specifically necessarily, but I mean, just to make sure that the public interest always stays up, you can always drop promotional material and shit like that.
Well, they will.
Yeah, because like you need.
The manga's still gonna run.
Yeah, they need a better marketing team, honestly. At least internationally they do. I'm sure in Japan, Dragon Ball is fucking everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
But like,
wait, did you guys address this already or no? Because I wasn't really paying attention. Is the manga going further in the story or no?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah.
Nobody knows.
The thing
There's
is,
people saying that it won't, but
that nobody knows. All I know is that Toyotaro was asked and he said he can't talk about it. So there's got to be some kind of contract or something in there.
Yeah.
Which is giving people hope, and rightfully so. Maybe there is more coming, but
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but it's like, what would you?
Like Obi-Wan, but I can't say anything.
So
it's like, what would you actually write after the Tournament of Power? That's what people need to know.
Let's up to
What
Toyotaro.
You can write a million things, bro. You can do the fucking angels, the evil angel storyline. You can create. I don't like people say shit like that. What do you write afterward? You fucking write, bro. Like
you're a writer.
Fucking look, you write. Like fucking okay. Look, when they fought Frieza, right? Frieza was the strongest fucking character in the universe in Dragon Ball Z. What'd they write after that? Oh, you're thinking, well, who's gonna be stronger than him? You fucking create fucking the androids. You create Boo. That's why it's called creativity and storytelling. You come up with something. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you write after the tournament?
Dude, reality warpers, time manipulators. There you go.
I did a whole video, right, about the next arc in Super, right, which is not happening. But the video was 5 different ideas. Goku could go become a Pride Trooper. You could have a new villain pop up. Like, dude, these villains came out of nowhere. So, like, you can't say, what do you write next? You come up with something, bro. Like, that's how every...
It's impossible to write Dragon Ball into a corner because...
Actually, let me cut in real quick.
It's impossible to write Dragon Ball into a corner because the Saiyans always get stronger and you can always create something.
I just want to cut in real quick because some people have brought this to my attention. God, bro. Some people brought this to my attention. Even BG did the other day. And I mentioned this. Yes, Jiren shook Infinity. Yes, Jiren blinked away a spirit bomb. Yes, Jiren is really overpowered. Still, though,
all right, Daniel, Ryan, relax.
what happened in the Saiyan arc? Vegeta was shaking the entire planet, literally shaking the entire planet, something that most other anime can't even do, mind you.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball in itself was already just, you know, you already had to, like, you know, make yourself just take away disbelief in watching Dragon Ball back then, because you got people like My Hero and Hunter x Hunter. They're not even like freaking island level.
Like,
you got,
like
you
bro,
have Vegeta over here in the earliest portion of Z shaking the entire planet. You had Goku and him do this epic battle. Then all of a sudden you move to Namek and you got a jabroni like Kui, who, or whatever his actual name is, who was supposedly as strong as Vegeta, and he gets one-shotted. He gets one-shotted easily.
God,
So
Emperor
the point
Kui.
of Jiren having this shaking infinity shit doesn't matter. The next arc, they could have somebody come in and just one-shot the dude. It don't matter. Feeds.
They probably would have. Look what happened to Hit.
Exactly. I just wanted to point that out there because people are real shook up on that whole shaking infinity stuff. Yes, that's a crazy feat, but at the same time, it's like the feat thing. I always hated that.
Here's what
MJ,
I think.
no, but I'll just add this, MJ. We've seen in the Marvel universe the multiverse implode. Like they could do. They haven't even touched on what American comics have done. You know, and that was back in the day.
Prime in DC. He punched reality apart.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't even seen the maximum of anything in Dragon Ball. We're not even close to it.
A lot of people, the thing with Dragon Ball is, and you'll see a lot of this, people talk about like, well, why don't they do this with their skills? Why don't they do this with their skills? It's because Dragon Ball isn't a series that, with its powers, things like other series. You have stuff like JoJo where the characters use their powers to suit their needs. Whereas in Dragon Ball, they just punch stuff harder, and that solves the problem. It's literally the solution they use. They don't have to really think half the time.
Here's the
they
other
do
thing.
it occasionally,
for
but they don't always do it.
Here's the thing, bro. Right? So, well, feats are always fucking awesome, right? Like I love seeing Goku and Beerus almost destroy the universe. That shit's great. But
not for the people in the universe.
The fun of seeing characters get stronger is not to see them. At least for me, and I would imagine most people, the primary reason is not to see how they affect the environment around them. It's to see how they one-up each other. Like, their interactions, like, the unsaid interaction between other characters. Like, if somebody just showed up and sliced Jiren in half, like, you would still be fucking captivated. Like, you would wonder how the hell he managed to do that, but you would be interested. Like, there's always a way to one-up your series in terms of scope. There's always a way. You can't write yourself... In terms of world building, there's no way to really write yourself into a corner as far as Dragon Ball goes. As long as it's not directly contradictory, you can go anywhere with Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
It has
like I said, every villain is kind of defined as like that guy can punch that guy harder than you can. Like it's never about intelligence or anything with Dragon Ball, which could be a good touch.
It could be.
If they did something like that, it'd be amazing.
That's what I'm saying, man. There's Dragon Ball in terms of the directions it goes in.
I'm about to get my nachos ready.
Oh fuck yes, dude!
This guy and his nachos, man.
I was gonna say, so Dragon Ball as a universe, right? As a franchise overall, creatively, it's gone in so many directions. It went from being a gag comic to being an adventure / comedy manga.
Dragon Ball is a comedic prequel.
but like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's
like
not
the world
cool
changes.
like DBZ. They
Fuck
don't have
no.
Super Saiyan.
Fuck
Those
no,
fights
dude.
are boring.
Oh,
The
man.
fights are actually better in Dragon Ball because they use their intelligence.
I know. But okay.
But
so,
it doesn't have the androids. There's no
Yes, it does, Jimmy. It
Vegeta
has
or Gohan
android
in Dragon Ball. Where's Broly? This show sucks.
nobody is fucking
Endless
overly muscular.
trash.
Nobody is fucking finely chiseled or overly muscular in Dragon
Bruce Faulconer didn't do the music for Dragon Ball. Why
His
does
power
it sound
isn't maximum.
old?
Ball. It sounds like a fucking parade, man. It's like those common criticisms. They fucking get me. But no. Anyways, with back to what I was saying, just to finish my point. You know, it became a martial arts adventure comic. And I'm gonna keep saying comic because fuck it, you know. And then as soon as the Saiyans started showing up, it was on a completely different level, and it continues to one up itself in terms of tone and in terms of scope. And I think that as long as you can think of something new, I think here's how I see it. Right, Dragon Ball, no matter how much you paint out the world, is still functionally an infinite canvas as long as you don't go over what you've already done or contradicted.
Ooh, the metaphor.
Yeah, boy.
I think one of the problems is with Super is that this might just be the American audience, is that whenever they do try something new with characters, people get very upset with them. Like Ribrianne. Ribrianne is such an amazing idea as a character in that universe that they have magical girls in the Dragon Ball universe. It's fucking, it's great. It combines two amazing genres where people are like, it fucking sucks. It's awful.
Yeah. Or the
Like
Pride
whenever they
Troopers,
try
bro.
something new, everyone seems to hate it.
Well,
So,
I mean, Ribrianne was cool, but I feel like after a while, execution was kind of like.
I mean, yeah, no, the
After a while,
execution fell flat after a while, but like people didn't seem to like the idea of it as well, though, at the start.
Do you know
Like,
what?
and with like Tail, like being legendary Super Saiyan form or whatever, like people didn't like that.
Yeah.
Like they tried something new and tried different things with the characters, but some people don't seem to like. A lot of people don't seem to like that, or at least a very vocal minority.
Here's the thing too, bro. I think a great direction that Dragon Ball could get into, in a potential future series, right? Like we have gods and all of that, and obviously Goku, Beerus, all of them, they're universal or whatever in terms of their destructive capabilities. But I think what you could do is go the comic book route, right, and really dive into the mythology of the gods and whatnot, right? You could see all of this shit up close. You could see gods just create a universe like that. I mean, like the same way how the scope of the Thor comics jumps when you go from the Avengers to the solo Thor comics. When you see Asgard, when you see Odin, when you see all the Sky Fathers, things like that. And like obviously I'm not asking Dragon Ball to directly copy them, but you know what I mean. You could go the mythical route. You could really build the world of Dragon Ball. And the groundwork is there. Yeah, the groundwork is there. I mean, the groundwork is really there, man. I mean, I doubt that out of all the timelines, Zamasu is the only god that ever plotted to become evil. The gods have been not necessarily because, like, I know there are people that would say Zamasu isn't complex, but I guess the best way to say it is that they all have very interesting personalities, right? They vary. They're not all the same. So, I mean, you could tell the story of individual gods. You could tell the story of how the universe or the multiverse came to be. You could tell the origin of Zeno. You could go so many fucking places. You could talk about who even instilled the fucking destruction/creation dichotomy in the Dragon Ball universe.
We don't even know, bro. Like, we don't even know who created the universe.
Exactly. Fucking exactly.
And like Super Shenron is such a mystery as well. Like,
Exactly.
I can't wait to see the Dragon God Zarama next arc.
Dude, they're not gonna do shit. Y'all, I feel like
Really?
if they don't
Well,
ever
Nacho was already kicking in, bro.
fuck, man, it's infectious. I think.
Oh, I got an infection, all right.
Ooh,
oh jeez.
Oh, wait, you don't say that out
Well,
loud.
he does live in Florida.
I didn't get my flu shot.
Don't tell him where I live, bro.
Let it out in post.
God damn.
Yeah, but they have to have like really good writing to really go deep into all that. And I feel like
They
for
do.
something like that, they can do like seasons essentially. I think that would be the best way to probably execute that. This way you have time, there's not really too much of a rush.
Yeah,
Exactly.
The thing with like weekly shonen is that there's no such thing as a season because it is weekly.
By the way, I just want to tell everybody in the chat, Alvin is challenging all y'all to catch his hands and put money up.
We're gonna make a money match out of it, bro.
Hell yeah.
Alvin has quoted, "Anybody who's anybody is the body that he's coming for."
Anybody.
Anybody who's anybody, the body.
God has
Oh
spoken.
my god.
Animal,
Hey,
vegetable, or mineral.
God. You guys are barely human, I swear.
No matter if you're black or white.
All that matters
Yep.
is if you don't watch
I'll
Sword Art
fly
Online.
the 03.
Tell them again. Fighters. For those who don't know the game.
Jesus Christ.
MJ, you've been a little silent. What do you want them to do with the
That's
story?
just beating off on the other monitor. Bro.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. We should have put him in the
What do you mean
masturbation
that I've been
corner.
silent?
I mean, look, relatively, you just kind of popped up. What do you want them to do with the story?
Go past the end of Z, man.
Oh well, yeah, of course, but like, have you
I
thought?
don't care
out
what
more
it is,
than
bro.
that?
Bro, as long as it's Goku and his blue gi taking a shit Just go past the end of Z. I don't care. Whatever. I don't care what story they do. Just go past end of Z.
I mean, fair enough, bro. This.
All right, here's the story.
Yeah.
Here's the story.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, a year after Oob and Goku meet up, right?
Right.
Caulifla and Kale asked permission to come back to Universe 7 and talk to Goku and Kaba because there's a crisis going on. So what happens is, spoil my own video, but fuck it. So what happens is they go to Universe 7 and they meet up with Goku and Vegeta and they say, we need your help. Frost's family wants revenge for all the bullshit that happened in the tournament. And there's a whole army of them. There's a whole army of Frieza race coming to our planet. We need you to train us. So they go over there, they train them. Then the big twist, dun dun dun, is that the leader of Frost's army is actually a Saiyan. And then the movie has this mystery where we're trying to figure out who it is, and it turns out that it's Yamoshi. And what happened was the motherfucker's body got stuck in Universe 6, but his soul got stuck in Universe 7. So they have to go back to Universe 7 to get him his soul because he's a tough guy to beat. Then they do that, and I'll figure out the rest later, bro.
That's actually pretty good, bro.
Oh damn! You know what?
the Masu arc level
Pretty good.
shit.
Let's expand that a bit. All right. So
I'm gonna make a whole video talking about my Dragon Ball movie 2018, how I would do it.
Oh yeah, of course. You want to try? Here, hold on. Let's try expanding that a little bit. So they get Yamoshi's soul. Do you think what would the objective ideally
Here's the
be
backstory.
to do
The backstory is that when Yamoshi became the first god, his soul was stuck in suspended animation in Universe 7, but his body wound up in Universe 6, and then a demonic entity took over Yamoshi's body and was able to harness the power of a Super Saiyan god. But this is a different kind of god. This is a Super Saiyan true god, which is like, you know, more powerful than the ritual. And then kind of the story could be they have to fight this thing. And then, you know, and fight off that Frieza race army or whatever. And then at the end of the story, they could do something where they find Yamoshi's spirit. Yamoshi's body dies. They find his spirit, and his spirit can finally move on to the afterlife in peace. And then that's it. You got the whole Saiyan backstory and everything all wrapped up, bro.
Damn.
Or if you want to get real wacky, Yamoshi during the movie goes to Super Shenron and says resurrect all the Saiyans because everybody wants that. They want to jack that one off. So then every Saiyan comes back and they all do a bunch of god rituals and it becomes a bunch of gods against the Universe 6 crew of like, you know, Kale and Caulifla and Kaba and Goku and Renzo, and then you have the huge Saiyan war, bro. There you go. I just made away a lot of money right now.
So wait, where would Frieza be in all this?
What do you mean Frieza? Frieza's not in this.
And I thought
okay, so he's just chilling in the back. Say no more.
No, he's not in the movie. We're about fucking the Yamoshi. No, Frost is family.
The worst movie than Broly.
Fuck you, bro. You like the Transformers Michael Bay movie, bro. You know
No, I don't. Don't you spread those lies, Danny.
I just wrote. Come on, I just wrote them.
No,
I just wrote them.
The whole gods fighting the Frieza race, bro.
I didn't say Frieza race. I said no. Yamoshi.
All right, Saiyan War. All right, the Saiyan War. I think the
into being
Saiyan War
God.
is really dumb. I like your original idea, but you lost me at the Saiyan War.
Man, I'm just trying to make money for Toei, bro. It's a good movie. You imagine how many Dokkan cards and unlockable characters, bro? Xenoverse.
Oh my god, that's right, bro. You'd have T-Dub quaking in his boots, bro.
Bro, Xenoverse 3 will have 70 fucking 800 characters in it, bro. What are you talking about?
Oh my god, it'd be Budokai Tenkaichi 3 all over again. Everyone would be happy.
Yeah, everyone will be happy except for people who have fucking taste.
Exactly.
All right, yo. So here's my thing, right? This is the only problem I would have with the first idea.
I'm
right?
just talking shit, bro. I'm just making this up as I go along. This is not like I didn't sit down and fucking
No, I know.
like write out a script with one of them feather pens, bro. I'm spitballing right now.
No, I understand, bro. I'm just this is just to sort of flesh the idea out, right? So the scope of Dragon Ball at this point is so fucking gigantic, and like really, this happened with the Dragon. As soon as the Dragon Balls themselves were shown to be able to resurrect people from the dead, I mean, death is really a non-issue, and I don't know if Yamoshi's soul would be like adrift in another. I don't know if it could even be adrift, right? Because ideally, King Enma would just fucking zap him into the afterlife, right?
No, because remember, in the story Toriyama said his spirit went off to go find the Super Saiyan God. So that's what I'm saying. His spirit might be in suspended animation. It could be a thing where like his soul cannot pass on to the afterlife because he lost his body, because his body got sent to Universe 6 somehow. Whatever, we'll make it up. Because they never explain how Bardock went back 100 years. So we'll just say that somehow there was a rift in the dimensional fabric of the. Okay, Yamoshi was so powerful that he created. I'm making it up right now. He created a rift in the dimensional fabric of space and time. And if you've read Marvel Comics, hold on. If you've read Marvel Comics, you've already been through this shit already.
Yeah,
so when
bro.
he created this rift in the dimension of space and time, his body got flung to Universe 6, and his spirit stayed in Universe 7. Which, by the way, that's like Onslaught shit. We've seen this before in American comics, dude.
Yeah.
So it's not that crazy.
I mean, you could do a thing with his spirit, like, you know, there are those stories where, like, the hero is trapped within someone else and they never remember it until they're reminded. Like, you could have it like his spirit just kind of, like, is distant so far from himself that he doesn't know it's him.
Yo, I thought of a fucking idea. I thought of a crazy fucking idea that would tie this into Super.
Vegeta's Yamoshi.
No. We'll say that an unknown. We'll say that an unknown Saiyan, right? We'll say we don't know who it is. We'll say that an unknown Saiyan with powers beyond his. We'll say that they stole his power, right? Because the ritual ran out. So we'll say that this said alleged Saiyan stole his power, opened up a rift in time, and separated his fucking soul from his body, right? We'll just say that.
Is it Zycor?
It would no, but it's somebody, but it is somebody with a fucking time ring that could do it.
Oh shit, bro.
We know that because Trunks can go to different timelines. We don't know how many there actually might be. There might be fucking way more.
What he does, he takes the time ring and he gets one of them Prince Alberts on his dick, and he can fucking timeline him whenever he wants.
Boy, I've never heard such meta.
Bro.
We just make Yamcha the main character, bro.
Oh my god. But yo, listen. What I'm saying, right, is that no pun intended. What I'm saying is that.
Well, it's pronounced science, so there's.
Cyan. Yeah. Well. Alright, fair enough.
It's Saiyajin. Come on, guys.
Saiyajin. Alright, so the Saiyajin. I'm trying to think if this is a good idea or not because it would be really hard to flesh it out.
Man, just say it, bro, and then we'll tell you if it's good.
Alright.
Alright, it sucks.
Probably. Fuck! You could tie it in with Goku Black, just kind of jumping around fucking timelines with his time ring. That's what I was thinking. Because you know that.
No.
You remember that rift that he made? You remember that rift that he made with his scythe?
Yeah.
We could say that he used that capability, fucking stole the power of the Super Saiyan God, separated Yamoshi's soul from him. He doesn't even necessarily have to be alive. Like by the time they confront him, he could have already been dead. Yeah, it could have already happened. There could be a new threat. Goku Black. We could say that Goku Black sought the power of Son Goku after he faced him for the first time. Actually, no, because he only became that powerful when he became Rosé. We could say that there's another timeline where he ended up succeeding in his plan, and then as a result, tried to seek true power.
You ruined my story, bro.
It's all over the floor, bro.
I think it would be interesting to explore like the more spiritual side of that. I mean, we've explored the spiritual side, but we haven't totally gone into it. Like a Doctor Strange-esque sort of thing almost, because like we're just the spirit is separate from the body. Like exploring that kind of stuff, like how they would separate that. Like how does someone tear someone's spirit from their physical form?
Yeah. I could totally see that. I want them to fucking explain what the hell Goku Black did with that scythe, though. Makes no sense. I don't even know how Rosé works. All I have is headcanon. That's really all I have.
That's called Dragon.
Cal, there's like a YouTube thing, like a YouTube series, and it's like with sprite animations, and that whole thing where he's hopping around different timelines. Goku Black, he's doing that in that YouTube series. Like there was this one time he hopped in where Baby Vegeta was a thing, and instead of showing like Goku a little bit of mercy and not using his full power to kill Goku, he tells him, "Yo, kill him right now. He's gonna come back and kill you." So yeah, but then I'll link it to you after the stream or just now, I guess. But
this all reminds
it's pretty
me.
crazy.
I want to plug something on my channel. I'm going to be bringing something that no one in the Dragon Ball community, to my knowledge, has done yet. So I just want to point that out. In the next coming weeks, in about 2 weeks, I'll be dropping a video.
About 4 times this year, brother.
I'm dropping a video that no one's covered.
And you're going to help me do it.
I might actually help you with. I actually might want you to help me with this video that I'm talking about. I'll talk to you about it after the stream.
All right.
Wow.
Fucking tell me.
Without saying what it is, okay?
I've got like 3 new series coming to the channel nobody's ever done before, so I feel you on that one.
This is our egos right now, bro. Being egotistic right now.
It's our ego, but it's the truth, bro. It is the truth. How about that one? How about that one?
The clock's ticking.
But like, so much stuff in Dragon Ball is
for me, bro.
What?
MJ, tell us the fucking idea.
No. Well, I will say this though.
The fuck?
He just fucking took the time out to tell us that he had an idea.
Goddamn cock tease.
I have this amazing idea, and I won't
Totally
tell
not
you.
gonna share with any
I
of you.
won't tell you now.
I like what Danny was saying, and I like what Cal added on to, and I like what you were talking about too, Mayo. But to be honest, it's like they can do so much. Like there's little lines, and me and Trash have always talked about this. Like there's certain episodes that really are important because they really do kind of expand on the lore. Do they never freaking explain it? No, but they do mention things that really get you thinking. Like for an example, back in episode 54, this is only in the anime, by the way. They mentioned that there's 5 top battle powers in all the universes, and the Grand Priest is one of them. So who are those 4 other people? Is Jiren one of them? We don't know.
Probably.
Is
I
Reese
don't
one of
think
them?
so.
We don't know.
I don't think so.
So it's
Well,
like,
actually,
who are
yeah,
those
you're
people?
right now, 'cause
And
they
they can
use
expand on that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
there's things that
of
they've dropped in
course.
this series that they could always expand on.
Dude, they make Hit
Yeah.
over 1,000 years old, and it doesn't add anything to his character beyond him just being cool. Like he's cool.
Yeah,
Like
he
it's
doesn't have,
cool.
like, any knowledge or anything. Like he's just kind of there. Like
Do you know what would be?
Yeah,
you know what
I'm
would
just
totally
1,000
throw
years
people
old.
off?
That's
I don't know what a grandmother is. I'm over 2 years old. That would fucking drive people crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
like they say these things about these characters, but they never explore them. Like you said, like the whole thing with him being over 1,000 years old. You could there could have been so much to his character involving that, like him having all this knowledge and like just not just beating Goku because he's like faster or stronger, but because he just has more experience. I mean, yes, Goku has a ton of experience for his lifetime, but Hit has 1,000 years of experience. It's the same with like how
Yeah.
Master Roshi can still do stuff that surprises Goku and Krillin.
Yeah, because he has the fucking experience, and a lot of people complained about that, but honestly, bro, that did not surprise me because when it
didn't,
came
'cause he
to
has the
strength,
experience, like-
he got fucking bodied in the tournament of power. But it didn't surprise me at all that he was able to see through like illusion techniques and whatnot because he has that experience. So there's no
He's
way
seen
it
it
all
all,
went
bro.
to waste.
He's fought the fights and he's fucked the women, bro.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, not consensually,
I'm pretty
but
sure he's gay, bro.
yeah.
Dang.
Yo, I'm pretty
His
sure
man
Master
has
Roshi
a
likes
penis,
dick.
and he always wants to be around men, touching them in fast speed. I think
Yes,
he's gay, but
he's
that's-
just
that's fine.
he's just compensating.
Which Mayo can relate to.
Yeah,
Oh
of
my
course,
God.
man. Of course. Hey,
Do you
dude,
know
there's
the
nothing
way?
wrong with it. We didn't say there's anything wrong with it,
Nothing
bro.
wrong.
Nothing wrong with it, bro. Nothing wrong with taking.
Yeah, you're braver than I am, dude. I would never do that.
I have no idea what
Don't knock it till you try it, you homophobe.
What is happening?
You'd like mine.
This stream, I would turn you fucking gay, bro. Let me tell you right now.
The fuck?
Wow.
Why am I being?
What happened to this
Yo,
stream?
no, it's off the
Take
fucking
control of it.
rails. All right, let's
Wait,
steer
did I hear
this
they were
discussion.
eating ass over here? No? Am I wrong?
God damn, MJ, just stop being
God,
gay and eat my
bro.
ass already. All right. So as far as Hit goes, right? Because that's where we were just talking about. I would say that the one thing that Dragon Ball Super is a fucking blue balling series, bro. Like it has one of the things that it's best at is build up. It's great at fucking build up. Like some shit in Dragon Ball Super comes out of nowhere and is unearned, but there's so much well done build up in the series. And I think the reason why this is so sudden for so many people is that it's genuinely jarring to know that all that build up went nowhere. It just went fucking nowhere. The series is over. It's
I
like,
think we had a discussion the other night over whether this series was a waste of time or not.
I know, we did. And like,
And that's hard because it was, but it also wasn't because I made a lot of friends and a lot of money and a lot of good time.
It emotionally wasn't a waste of time, but story-wise, as fans, was it? Like,
If I was just a
Oh.
regular dude, just watching the series and I had no connection to the community or to any of y'all, I probably would think it was a waste of time.
I feel that. Like, I would not disagree with the statement of it being a waste
Well,
of
what's
time.
really the only story that they've actually like come full circle with? What, the Ultra Instinct stuff, Masteries of Movement?
yeah,
Sort of.
really-
I mean, we don't know because it's not over yet, though. That's the other thing.
And even that, bro, like, there's a chance they don't explore it before the end. Like, the only true story that, like, fully wrapped together in the series so far was the Future Trunks arc. Everything wrapped up with that.
Oh wait, I think it was Danny that said this. Like, imagine if like at the very last episode they're like, "Beat us, Sama. They surpassed you quite some time ago." That
Yeah, and that's it.
would infuriate me. I'd be
There is
like,
no rematch,
no,
bro.
unearned as fuck.
That would be infuriating because it would make the whole then the whole like goal they set would have been mute from like the fucking beginning.
Bro.
And then he finds out that Monaka is actually fucking not strong. What about that one?
Oh, he doesn't know about that. Oh my god, there's just a scrolling wall of exposition for like the entire episode.
That'd be
just-
awesome. Bro. It's the big rolling wall the whole episode. And it's read by that one guy that can talk fast.
Oh my god. No,
Boston announcer.
no, dude, not even. It's fucking read by an angry Vegeta because he doesn't even know what's gonna happen. He's just reading off a script. Like,
What
bullshit.
the fuck am I doing here? Like,
It ends with Toei saying we're sorry. And that's it.
You know, it's a shame
no,
too
it just ends with
because
saying you're sorry.
Oh my god. No, it's Funimation Magetta's doing it. It's like, it's a 2-hour special of just scrolling wall text.
I actually will
That's
say
the
this
movie,
though.
bro. That's
yeah.
the movie.
I will say this though, because Danny brought this up the other night when we were talking. How he, I don't know if you're gonna do a video on this, but you mentioned that you predicted that it's probably gonna end with like Goku putting on the blue gi and stuff like that. You know,
Goku's gonna put on the blue gi and then fly away, and that's the end of the show.
now
Or
I
he's
was,
gonna look at the camera and smile.
now see what I was thinking of is that in a way, going off of certain episodes that happened in this arc, that kind of does sort of make a bit of sense. Now, a lot of the things that people have brought up is why does Goku care about training Pan? Why does he care about fighting Oob? What's the whole point of doing all that, right? When you have gods and you have Beerus and you have all these other universes, one thing that they kind of did.
We're gonna
hammer
find
down-
out that Oob is Jiren's biological son. No,
Oh my god.
This was hammered. I said this on Real True Stream. This was hammered down in quite a few episodes. And I don't even know if people really picked up on it. One of the episodes is 86 when Goku goes to fight 17. When he finds out 17 got stronger, which if it's an ass pool, whatever. Point is, he found out 17 got stronger. Popo mentions you've been so wrapped up in going to other universes and going to other planets, you forgot what's right here on Earth. And then when he finds Gohan and sees
sounds
that
like my
Gohan
last
got
relationship.
and then he sees that Gohan got stronger. Right before they fight, he actually mentions, I've been trying to find strong opponents all around the universe, but I forgot you've been right here. So the idea of the series ending where Goku looks back at everything and says, I have Pan, I have Goten, I have Oob, who, you know, has all the potential in the world. It does kind of make sense that going through this arc, finding out all he really does is just have to stay on Earth. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to go
course.
train with Whis anymore. He doesn't need to go find all these other people in the other universe. Well, is that upsetting? Does that piss people off that we didn't get to explore Universe 11 and 6 and stuff? I guess so, but it's not like it wouldn't come to left field, especially since it has been stated in other episodes before.
It's
Yeah.
almost like there's endless beauty out in the universe, but there's endless potential around you.
Yeah, exactly. Like with
Exactly.
Gohan and the Saiyans and with Oob and stuff. So the idea of him actually staying on Earth and then maybe even turning down Whis' training and stuff and saying, let me
Yeah.
stay with my family, that would actually be kind of a cool ending.
Like he can go to other universes, go around the universe, see everything that already is, but if he works with his family, he can see everything that will be.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, if you think about it, that would be a great realization for Goku too. That would get him fucking excited. Like he doesn't have to search so far for that one opponent. All he has to do is
And he's
foster the
always looked
growth
for
of
the potential
warriors
in
on
others.
Earth. Exactly.
It's not like odd that he would look for the potential in his family. He's always looked for the potential in others, the potential to be good in others, the potential to be stronger in others. He's always searched for it in everyone he's seen.
Do you know what I would... Dude, it would not surprise me if Gohan's book, like The Art of Ki Control or whatever the fuck it's called, if it was like an autobiography of fucking Goku, or if he was somehow referenced in it, or if Goku... I want Goku to be involved,
That's how they
not
end
with
the
writing
series,
it.
bro.
No-
The book closes.
yeah. I don't want him to be... I don't...
Fuck you. This ain't Lord of the Rings.
Alright. So, like, but Goku should be involved in that. I don't want him to fucking write it, because that would be weird as hell to see Goku write anything. But,
He can't write, bro.
no, he
read.
can't. He doesn't know how to
Read.
read.
No.
I know some of these words.
He's dumb and
Go on
selfish.
writing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, no, but what I was saying is that, in a way, the Art of Ki Control, Gohan's book, it was mentioned in Dragon Ball Online, too, and that's
Yes, it
fucking
was.
huge. To foster the potential of everybody on Earth, merely telling them what Ki is, bro, you would have a planet of superheroes. Like,
Or as the poser fans would say, Kai.
mhm.
He has a lot of Kai.
Or Chi. They have a lot of chi.
Chi is not that crazy because
Yeah.
the manga calls it chi, so that's
Yeah.
not that crazy.
And the concept makes more sense. But I mean, even then, couldn't you make the argument that you could still pronounce it as ki even with the ch there?
Yeah, you could, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe.
Because like you have words like charisma.
You do. Yeah, I guess it could still be ki.
It's chi in China and it's ki in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen it spelled QI.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just,
another way. To
that's
do it.
fucking weird.
Ki. Queef.
Queef. Master the
I'm
art
gonna
of
use the
queef.
power of queef to save the world.
That's how Bulma fucking slaps beers, bro. She just queefs in her hand and slaps him over the head with it.
But the thing about Super ending is like if it is the last series for a while, if they don't come back for a bit and we just have the movie, if it isn't a good enough, like GT will always be the best send off. I feel like that's Dragon Ball had for years.
But
like,
it's not canon.
well, it's still a good ending, dude.
It's not canon
So
though.
I feel like Super has almost that to live up to, despite the fact of like it not being canon.
Who cares? It's not canon. Bruce Faulkner didn't do it. It sucks. Let me go play Budokai 2. I've never
my
watched
God.
Dragon Ball Z, but I've seen the fights on YouTube, so I know what I'm talking.
Exactly, bro.
Bro, that used to be fucking me. But I didn't act like I knew what I was talking about. That's just how I
Yeah.
fucking got into it.
I would have smacked you around, bro.
Fuck no, man. If I don't know shit, I don't pretend to know shit.
That's good. I like that, but still. Well, okay, that's good. Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were pretending.
No. Fuck that.
By the way, you know the stream you're looking at tweets right now.
No, I know. I know.
Okay. I just.
You know, actually,
All
But I
that
think
matters
if
is
they
the
have that
audio.
moment- I think if they have that moment where Goku realizes like, oh hey, there's endless potential around me, and they just do like this sort of beautiful just scene of him realizing this and just being with his family and stuff. I feel like that would be a really good ending. That would outdo GT in the sense of how it makes you feel.
Mm-hmm. Or even like what we were saying, right? The realization that Goku's legacy is never going to end. Okay, so here's the thing, right? You guys remember that shit post that I put up? That was like the fake
Which
ending for
one?
Super? The fake ending of Super that I put up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I completely spitballed that, but I think I let out a Freudian slip that the ending of Super should touch upon the fact that Goku's legacy is never going to die. Regardless of what happens to Goku, you know, that same
like the
fighting
Skywalker.
spirit, the defenders of Earth, that's never going to fucking die. I think if Super ended on that note as he goes on to meet Oob, that would be perfect. That would be fine. That would be just fine.
It's the legacy of Goku.
Exactly. So,
you know, Cal, I actually really wanted to see what Frieza was supposed to do because he said he wanted to be above Zeno. Am I wrong?
yes.
He's getting cooked by Jiren, bro.
He's gonna
Realistically,
manip-
now,
he
he's getting
wants
cooked
to-
by Jiren.
He wants to manipulate the fucking gods. Honestly, it would not. I want to find out what Jiren was alluding to when he was saying, "I seek that which lies beyond strength." What if that?
Uh-huh.
What if that is Goku's?
To
Good
be
luck.
a better person.
Bro,
According,
Yeah.
according to Herms and Kenzairo, it was just power, supposedly.
No,
Really?
That's not what they said. When did they say that?
Yeah, they did a thing where Herms actually made a post about it. Seth brought up in a video. I would have to find the tweet, but basically, the way it's thrown out in Japan is that he's just basically saying more power.
That's what the Japanese were saying, but is that what they actually meant?
He wants super
I don't know,
duper
bro.
strength.
I would have to go find that tweet.
He's
Okay.
gonna learn how to just fuck people with his eyes, bro.
Bro,
He'll just look at someone and boom, instant
I
orgasm.
want to know why Jiren is so goddamn strong. They can't just do this.
Because he just is. It's called plot armor.
They can't
He
just
based-
Like I
do
said,
this.
bro,
He
every
based himself on
antagonist
plot
in Dragon
juice.
Ball Z is that guy can punch harder than that last guy.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
See,
That's what I'm
plot
saying.
armor,
But it's
unless you're the main character, plot armor is
He
what's up
drank
to
some
living
plot juice. He freaking injected himself with plot roids. That's what it is.
Oh my
Plot.
god.
He ate some plot cake.
He drank from the fountain of plot.
All right, bro, you took it too far now.
Okay.
What? How is
It's
that
done.
too far?
It's over. You're playing upon my sensitive area, bro. You can't just say that.
I know you like when your sensitive area gets played with, so I don't even blame you.
Yeah, but there's a limit, Danny. There's a fucking limit, all right? There's rubbing my sensitive area, and then there's stabbing my sensitive area with your fingers, all right? It's not the same
We
thing.
tried both, bro, and they both gave us similar results.
Jesus.
My power, my pleasure, my pain, baby.
Oh no, we're about to lose all the
Geekdom karaoke.
bro.
Yeah, boy.
I'm trying to find out what Herm said
Bro,
about it.
sing party all the time again, bro.
Baby. No, I'm not doing that again, bro. Did you know that when it snows, my eyes become
Okay,
larger,
so
like
Herm's.
the ocean?
Okay, MJ. Herm said the exact opposite. He said this is kind of a finicky difference to get across in translation, but the implication is that it's quote unquote beyond strength in the sense of being the next step after strength, rather than something on a totally different level or nature than strength. If that
So
makes
Nirvana?
sense. So, yeah, beyond strength, the next step after strength.
Could he mean like enlightenment, like endless knowledge of the gods?
Being a better person, I keep telling you.
I did a whole video about it, bro.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Danny? We're not discussing your videos right now, are we? We're on Cal's channel discussing his ideas.
Exactly.
Well,
You're
no,
on
well,
Cal's
we-
channel's channel.
No, but you're borrowing Geekdom's clout, so it's fine.
Clout
That's true.
coins, baby.
Okay, see, that's what I was talking about. In the context of what Seth did when he brought up his tweet, was that when Goku responds, I want to become even stronger too. So it was, I guess Seth interpreted it the wrong way, or depending on
Yeah.
what I'm just talking about.
I got it as Jiren, as what Jiren was alluding to, just going over Goku's head because it's fucking Goku.
Yeah.
He's like,
that's
yeah,
what it seemed
I want to
like.
get stronger too. Actually, I think
I want to punch people harder as well.
That's a Moscow X impression right there.
that's not what I mean. Who's the one that said it? Xeon is the one who pointed it out. I thought it was fucking hilarious too. It's like Goku's a fighting genius, but I think that Jiren. This is why I want them to spell out why he's so fucking strong, right? Because it's clearly not just strength. He's on a different fucking level, and the way he meditates, he doesn't just at least the way it seems, right? He's on a level where he doesn't even have to physically train. He seems to just meditate. So, what could he possibly be harnessing? Like, obviously,
like
we have
I
no
said,
evidence of
it could be, like,
anything. It's
something
just
with
headcanon. But
It could be something with enlightenment, like I said. Like meditation supposedly leads to
yes,
like self-reflection and enlightenment and all that based on oneself. That could just be it. Because isn't it supposed to be like? Isn't it supposed to be like the better you are, or the more enlightened you are, the better connection you have to your own like chi or whatever? Isn't that like a thing?
I think
I could just be speaking out my ass, and that could
no,
totally
no.
not be true.
Hey, hey, and now that
What's the
your
whole reason
road
why he
is. No, keep going, bro. Fuck it.
I was just gonna
A
fucking say.
light.
I'm gonna fucking auto-tune you, bro.
No, I'm good, bro.
Damn. Alright. My stream. Alright, so what I was gonna say is that okay, I know about as much about Buddhism as you do, man. So what
Jack shit.
but yeah, jack shit. But I've vaguely seen a couple things about it. What I think is that once you reach Nirvana, like you said, you do have a stronger connection to your ki. I don't think that it's going to be something like that. I think it's going to be something sort of similar. I think that Jiren. So there's mastery of self movement, right? But surely there's a bigger. There must be something beyond that, beyond just movement, right? I don't think that Whisa's only thing is that he just knows how to move and can think without, or can move without thinking.
All
right?
I know, bro, is that when I watch Maria's videos, bro, parts of my body move by themselves too, bro.
Oh my god,
I
bro.
mean, he could have just.
She's not
He
even-
could have just been born powerful, kind of like
Yeah.
how
Like
Frieza
Frieza?
was. Yeah, essentially, yeah. He's been born
it might
powerful.
be-
Now he's just harnessed.
It
He
might
came
be
out
that
the
too.
womb looking like that, bro.
I think he's mastered something entirely different than either strength or speed.
Or it's not even mastered. He's just unlocked like another spiritual level.
Yeah, that's what I think it might be too.
Unlocked his
I think-
potential.
I don't even know where he's from.
Jiren might be on another fucking plane of existence. He might just like he looks like a fucking
mean-
alien. Like even compared to a universe full of aliens, he looks ridiculously
I
alien.
brought this up while we
Alien
were.
baby from Men in Black.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, what was it?
I mean, he has
I-
powers that
I brought this
transcend
up while we were
time.
talking. The reason Jiren looks so out of place is because all these other aliens are made to look so alien that when you have the
Yes.
generic one, he looks so weird.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. I think that Jiren is
Also, his body proportions.
Yes. But I want to know where the fuck he's from. That's all I want to know.
Does it really
That's-
matter though?
He's
Like,
I think it
Universe 11,
does.
bro.
I think it does.
Yeah,
I don't think
Universe
Jiren is from a planet in Universe 11. I think he inhabits Universe 11, but I don't know if that's where he grew up. Like, imagine if he fucking
he is
lived.
the Elder God.
Planet Nibiru, x87 25 PS3 PS4 Wii planet in
Bro,
Memory-
that's the planet that Galactus hails
who the
from.
fuck cares, bro? Like, what does it matter? Because the show's gonna end anyways. Like, I want to know what
Yeah.
planet from. What, you want to go visit? You want to take a vacation? Like, I'm just saying.
No,
like,
man, I'm not saying.
unless they're gonna go with an arc that goes there, like whatever, you know. That's
This isn't Star Wars, bro.
I'm not even necessarily saying that he fucking is from a planet. I'm saying, like, imagine if he was just
He's from a star.
extra dimensional. No, just extra dimensional.
Like Cthulhu?
Like, he doesn't. Hey, maybe. Jiren is fucking
Jiren is
Cthulhu.
Then before he was born by
They
What
pray
if-
to the Jiren God.
Danny, you're gonna want to handle this question. What if Jiren is a Jedi?
Well,
Mr. Jedi.
Star Wars is even more fucked than we thought.
yeah. Jiren being a Jedi is like, well, they all suck anyways. If you don't believe me, ask Luke Skywalker. So
That's alpha on alpha on alpha. He's got
the
all
Jedi weren't alpha, bro. The Jedi were beta. The
They
Jedi allowed Sidious to take over, bro. They were all beta, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's
look at all
true.
the movies, bro. Every movie the Jedi get cucked. Qui-Gon dies in episode 1. Fucking Anakin and Obi-Wan job in episode 2. And
Yes.
freaking Obi-Wan couldn't even beat freaking Boba Fett's daddy. And then in episode 3 they all die. They
Their
suck.
definition
damn.
of balance is 1,000,000 versus 2.
I know.
the 2-1.
Shit, there is no balance to the Force. There is never going to be balance to the Force.
Or
as
it
long
is
as Jedi.
balanced just because how much they suck.
They suck so much that they're equivalent to the dark side winning everything.
The only balance is Rotten Tomato score being 50%, bro. It's nice and
Oh my god, is it really at that?
It's at 49% actually. It's that cheap.
It just keeps going down, bro.
I like how this is
It's
the
not
one
gonna go
movie.
down any more than that, I don't think.
You gotta love how this is the one movie where people are looking at the audience rating because we're just like, yeah, you know, the critics are full of shit on this. Like, absolutely full of shit.
Well, some are. I mean, I went to go see what's that shitty movie I mentioned?
Den of Thieves or whatever.
Den of
Yeah,
Thieves.
Den of Thieves.
Yeah.
And I think that in Den of, let me check. Cause then for Den of Thieves is fucking terrible. That was a horrible
The
freaking
critics
movie.
didn't give it a good rating.
Yeah, they gave it
Guys.
38% for the critics and then 86% for the audience.
Yeah,
But
well, look
then
at
again, it's only been
Drive,
out for a day.
Guys, I'm fucking shaking. Look at the stream right now. I can't believe this. I don't fucking believe it.
Yeah, Jumanji has a 76.
No, I've heard it's a good movie though. I heard it's actually
Yeah, I've heard it's really
not
good. I
great,
haven't heard
like
anything
fun to
bad.
watch.
Damn. That's
I heard it was fun
that's
to
a
watch.
surprise. That is a
And
fucking
apparently
surprise.
they reference the original as well.
It's a loose sequel. Look at
Mhm.
you showing your analytics. Showing your analytics. You better close
Yeah,
that window.
bro.
Showing analytics.
Yeah,
Actually.
look,
He showed you. He showed his analytics, bro.
He's
Yeah,
showing
yeah,
off,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
He's showing off.
I don't have anything to fucking show off, bro. I'm like a dude with a tiny dick and a massive car.
and before Jiren was born.
Just describe me.
I'm basically MJ.
Come on, bro. He doesn't have a car.
MJ, if you didn't make fun of your own dick, I wouldn't do it.
4-inch army representing, okay? Leave him alone.
It's more
God.
it's more
He
width
doesn't
than
deserve
it's
that.
more width than fucking length, bro. He makes up
MJ's
for
probably asleep now anyway.
He's probably out,
it.
bro.
We're fucking
That medicine he took probably kicked in already.
The fuck are you saying, man? You want to see that to my face when I'm here?
Bro, that reminds.
Bro,
He put so
there's.
much
I'm
emphasis
sorry.
on it.
I'm looking right now at the Den of Thieves fan reviews, like the audience reviews. People are giving this movie 4 and 5 stars, bro.
God.
Like,
damn.
do people not understand that like 5-star movies are like classics? Like, you can't just give a
Mhm.
5-star rating to anything, bro.
Mhm.
There's like one 5-star movie a year, maybe 2, if even that. Sometimes it's none. Like, fuck these people, bro. This movie
Alright.
sucked.
All right, since we're getting off topic and since we're basically done talking about this and we're about to reach an hour and 30, I'm gonna close off the stream. So if
Wait,
anybody,
hold on. Before you close off, wait a second. You forgot
That
to do
was
the WWE
counterfeit
intros.
to a fighter's
Wait a
game.
minute.
I forgot to
I
do
mean,
what?
that too. The WWE intros. You
It's
didn't
too
do it.
late now, bro.
It's
We're
too
in-
late, man. We're way past the intro phase.
I mean, do the ending. I'm sure there's WWE intro.
WWE
He just wants you to
outros.
suck his dick, bro.
Do you just want a dramatic entrance every
He
time
just
you're
wants
somewhere?
you to talk about how he freaking.
Welcoming
I-
little
that's that
chestnut
fighter.
to the ring.
He's the best fighters player ever, bro. Alvin is.
God damn. All right. So, before I close off, everybody plug yourselves, even though Danny doesn't need to plug himself.
I'm not gonna plug myself, bro. I mean, I will later, but we're not gonna go into that right.
Danny.
All right, Alvin.
then.
Alvin, plug yourself.
Well, you can find me on 2 different platforms. You can find me on twitch.tv/AlvinFly, or you can find me on Twitter, AlvinFly03. Why'd you laugh, FJ?
No, I will plug myself. Please keep watching my channel. I don't want to be homeless. Please. Dragon Ball Super's ending. I got videos coming out. I don't want to have a dumpster again.
Alright then.
I don't want to
MJ,
go back to the
where's
subway
your plug
playing
at?
guitar.
MJ, where's your plug?
MJ, where's your plug?
my plug?
Where's your plug?
Yeah.
Here's my plug. Okay, guys. Alvin Fly. The day the game drops. Open challenge. A fighter's open challenge. Let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you about Alvin right now. He's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And anybody who's anybody is the body that he's coming for. Again, open challenge. Come and take the title from the champ if you can.
And check out Mayo's new movie, Jumanji, in theaters.
Yeah, bro.
Jumanji.
Mayo's the director.
Mayo,
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
I think you need a plug more than any of us. What's your fucking
Oh,
plug?
that's what he wants to plug.
Fuck yes,
Is
I
that
worded
an
it.
I feel like
Look,
that's an ins, bro.
Dude, I'm
It's a
very,
butt plug more
very
than
careful about my words, and I meant exactly what you thought I did.
Good.
The butt plug more than anything.
You can find me pretty much everywhere at Mariasha. I'm on every platform pretty much as that. So except like
Spell
Pornhub.
How do
Haven't
you
reached
spell
that
it?
point yet.
How do you spell it?
MAROYASHA. Mariasha.
Oh, are you showing the Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh.
The
No, I
fuck?
think you misspelled it, bro. It's
You
G-A-Y-O.
should,
It's what
Why?
Cow.
you should show them my lovely
I
banner.
messed up.
My lovely Twitter banner.
Fuck yo.
Gay yo Yasha,
All right.
Wow.
All right. So I hope you all have a wonderful night/morning/ wherever the fuck you are. Yeah. Closing words. Dragon Ball Super is dead. Probably coming back in the form of a different series at some point. I don't know. Nobody knows anything. Oh.
Maria with the I can't
Maria.
wait.
It's not dead. It's just in a
Ah,
cult.
dang.
Maybe
Yeah.
it'll come back on a
Dragon
Netflix.
Ball is in a coma right now.
It's just not here right now.
Okay. So.
My name is
Yeah,
Tori.
bullet
I'm
point-
gonna go fuck yourself.
All right, a word from God for the one time.
All right. Cal's channel. Dragon Ball. Forever. Anthony Fantano. Internet's busiest music nerd. Fuck all of you.